So, by the way, here's some clarity. The Broncos in Denver are paying virtually all of Von Miller's salary. They're paying $9 of the $9.7 million for his salary. What the Rams have to give up is draft picks next year. So as Denver is rebuilding, which they are, they get a second pick and a third pick. And so what Denver will try to do potentially is maybe, use those picks to get a quarterback they like, or just keep, because I like Denver's roster. They just don't have the quarterback right. So maybe they can couple all those picks and go get a quarterback on the market if somebody is available on the market. But the Broncos are basically giving Von Miller, who will play for free in Los Angeles, for giving up picks. So LA is basically saying, we get a great player, we have to pay for him. And that's how we can have an Aaron Donald and a Von Miller on the defensive front. And we'll give up draft capital, which, by the way, they probably feel in Los Angeles, where could we draft a player that could play? Look at our wide receivers. We got Robert Woods. I mean, Deshaun Jackson can't get on the field. Van Jefferson, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp. Where are you going to get on the field? Running back, Cam Akers comes back next year. With Sony Michel, with Darrell Henderson, where are you going to get play? Matt Stafford. I mean, outside of maybe a guard offensively, their O-line's rated top 5 in the NFL. The Rams look at it and go, well, where are you going to play? Their safeties are solid. Their corners are great. They have young linebackers they like, and now they have Von Miller and Aaron Donald. So I've seen teams do this before. Tampa's in that situation, where Tampa this year was drafting for depth. What are we going to get at the end of the first round that can start for us? Because they don't have a bad unit. Now, their secondary's a little thin, but I think the Rams look at it and think, okay, if Andrew Whitworth comes back to play next year, and at this point there's no reason not to because he makes good money, he's a team leader, they like him, they don't make him practice, essentially. I watched their practice report. He doesn't practice much anymore. So I think the Rams look at it and go, where's a third rounder? Where's he going to make our roster? And so once the Goff money comes off the books eventually, they're like, yeah, if we have to make a trade on somebody, we will. But they've done a good job to draft good players in the second, third, fourth, and fifth round. So Rams are like, yeah, we get Von Miller for free.
It's my favorite way for a good team to run their business. If you are a team that is truly, not you think you are, but you're truly a Super Bowl contender, you should not be hoarding draft picks.
Yes.
Like, you should have some, obviously. Don't give them all away. But you don't need to be developing players right now. You need to be putting together a team that can make a Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to get there, as you know. And it worked for them.
And by the way, Joy, there's about 2 or 3 rosters in the NFL. I could argue the Rams and the Buccaneers are the only rosters in the NFL where a draft pick's going to play.
Right. That's my point. You don't have the space to put them in. You're not in a developing time of your franchise's course. Like, you need to be aggressive. Go all in now.
By the way, I don't think this is a terrible move for Dallas. I mean, Dallas now looks good, and they don't have Michael Gallup or DeMarcus Lawrence. They've hit on so many rookies in the last. They've hit on 4 rookies. You know, they've got playmakers in every unit. So that's where we stand this morning. By the way, this is so funny. So we're essentially halfway through the season, right? Week 8. Not quite. Next week is it. But here's what the playoff picture would look right now. The NFC, I can totally buy into. So the NFC playoff picture this morning would be Green Bay number 1, Cardinals, Cowboys, Bucks, Rams, Saints, Panthers. Now, you laugh at the Panthers, but let's be honest about it. Great defense. If Christian McCaffrey came back in the next 2 weeks, you could see them being a playoff team. Well, you're not as good as Atlanta. Who's coming out of the NFC East? So, I mean, Carolina's an excellent defense, excellent coach. The fact they're 4-4, you're like, all right. So that looks mostly like I could buy into that today. Look at the AFC playoff picture today. This is a barnyard musical. The Titans are 1, but just lost their star. The Raiders have an interim coach. Okay, I'll buy the Ravens and Bills at 3-4. Bengals lost to the Jets, and they're still really kind of rebuilding. Steelers can't score, and Chargers are struggling to win home games, and they're a 7. So New England's not in. Cleveland's not in. Kansas City's not in. I think the AFC playoff picture, it could look completely different than what you're seeing today. I mean, if I would have put this up, this is why I never scream hot take. Because if I would have put this up as me guessing at the halfway point, the AFC playoff picture, all the nerds on the internet, it's a hot take. No, that's what's happening right now. You just don't know. Injuries, quarterbacks. I mean, if I'd have told you, yeah, there's going to be week 8 in the NFL season, Trevor Siemian will outplay Tom Brady. I mean, the Jets now have a quarterback controversy. Cleveland, with their roster, can't score. It's not their defense. It's their offense that's broken. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.